Okay, so this first exercise looks at drawing the proportions of the human head. So what I'm going to do is start by drawing a male figure. I've got a new layer already set up, which we'll call sketch, over a greyish sort of background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing an oval shape, and you can either draw it freehand, but for precision I like to go up and use the marquee tool. Hold down, as we all know, nested tools have a series of tools below them. I'm going to go and choose the elliptical marquee tool and draw out an oval shape pretty quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to edit and go into stroke, and that will draw me a line around that selection tool there. If I go for something like 2 centered, that'll draw a nice ellipse. If I then deselect everything with Control D, I've got an oval shape there to start drawing with. Right, okay, proportions of the human face. We've got an oval shape, which is generally how the human face is. If halfway down it we drew a line, that's generally where the eyes go. And the eyes, they say, are generally 5, the face is 5 eyes wide. So if we think of that as one unit, another unit, another unit, another unit there, we've got our eyes would come about here in the middle. If we were to draw another line down, halfway down again, down the bottom half of the oval, like that, that would be the line where the bottom of the nose goes, there like that. If we were to draw a line again halfway down between the remainder of the oval, like so, that would be where the mouth goes, or where the bottom of the lip goes. The most common mistake I see people making is they have a too big a gap here between the lip, top of the lip, and the bottom of the nose. Now, here's some kind of universal sort of proportion of human face. If we were to drop a line from the little eyelet of the eye down there like that, that'd be the width of the nose. Generally, we're talking generally about proportions. So that'd be the width of the nose. It would of course go in. So the nose is this kind of sort of triangular shape. And if we were to draw in quickly, just draw in the kind of the darks of the eyes, the center of the eye. If we drop down a line from the center of the eye, remember I'm holding Shift down to lock my cursor um, into a straight line. That would be the width of the mouth, like that. Following on from that, if we were to draw the ears would just hook up slightly above the eye line and the bottom of the nose line. And the eyebrows would be about sort of here. And the kind of most common mistake I see is people draw eyebrows is a straight line, and generally they're not. They'll kind of hook over like that, and they're kind of great for kind of giving expression to your face. The neck would, we're now kind of sketching things roughly. The neck would kind of come down there, maybe like a sort of the Adam's apple there. So we're not going to go too further on there like that. So you can see, without hair, face looks, quite surprisingly large amount of space between the eyebrows and the top of the head. That's why bald people look so odd. So you see, we can sketch something in that, and it immediately starts to look a bit sort of more normal. Let's just go back. And from that point on, it's a case of kind of working on details and fleshing things out. It's obviously very, very, very sketchy at the moment. I might go in and kind of delete some of these construction lines, like so, and kind of relieves it all a bit. you know, we could get in and we could start sort of defining these eye shapes, the eyebrows. And generally I'd do that from kind of photographic reference that I'd accumulated. So, but rather than do that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack on and draw the face from a side view as well. So I'm going to just extend these lines that we've drawn, bottom of the face there like that, and bottom of the nose, bottom of the mouth. I'm going to aim to draw from a profile, the human head should fit into a square. So, and what I'm going to do, so I've got my square shape here. And I'm going to cut that square in half there like that. So, so drawing the same head in profile would look something like this. So, this is the front of the head over here. The cranium would, the back of the cranium would overhang there like that slightly. The ears, as we know, are kind of between these points, and the jawline would come down like that. Now, with a male face, everything's kind of a bit more angular. We'll draw a female one next. And the eyes would go on that line, as we know. Have thicker sort of eyebrows there. The male chin would kind of come out and be quite sort of angular there, like that. And so the lips, the top lip is kind of overhanging the bottom lip slightly there, like that. The neck from this kind of view kind of goes down there like that. So kind of again, we're not going to go too much detail there. And obviously the hair would be like there, like that. So that's pretty much sketched out again to this kind of the same sort of level as the first one there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start adding some sort of details and continue in a second. So a common point here is that I know it's an oval, but kind of around this side of the face by the ears, this kind of indents slightly, so it goes kind of a lot straighter and flatter. If we were to draw sort of cheekbones on a man, they'd kind of be kind of in that sort of position. And possibly the jaw as well. I was a bit lopsided, but it would maybe be kind of flat there. I'm always looking over to this one as well to kind of see that the two match up. And kind of the nostrils just kind of fit in there. Right, I'm probably going to just stick some hair on it now. Sketch out the hair, and often what I do is I try and have a new layer specifically for hair, so if it all goes disastrously wrong, I can just easily delete it. So hairline maybe starting up here for man. And coming from behind the ears as well. Let's translate that as well over to the side one. Little The sideburns going there. Maybe a bit of hair falling over there. So you can see how kind of the volume of the hair as well, it kind of sits on the human head, making it seem a bit higher again than the actual top of the cranium. So I'm just going to carry on adding some details and then we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, so with a solid underdrawing done, what I'm going to do is add some shading now. So I'm going to add a layer. And with a brush set to sort of maybe 30% opacity, I'm just going to go in and do some shading of some areas like behind the ear, the eyes, under the nose, under the lip, under the chin, under the hair as well. And similarly on the other one. Take the opacity down again. Remember, the hair casts shadows as well. And finally, just to kind of get us started with colour, Okay, so now we're going to do a similar exercise, but just go and draw a female head, and just kind of point out the differences between the male and female forms. So again, I'm going to go and draw. I'm going to start a new layer, and I'm going to draw an oval again, and give it that stroke effect again. So if we go through and draw the same basic construction lines as we did last time, we'll have a line halfway down where the eyes go, a line halfway down again where the tip of the nose is, and a line down halfway where the bottom of the lip are. Now the main differences between the male and female form are that women's features are a lot sort of rounder and softer than men. Men, certainly in kind of the stylized things that we do in video games, men are quite sort of angular, and women are sort of softer and rounder. I'm going to just put a line down there as well. So the eyes, as we know, are kind of the second and fourth, fifth of the width of the eyes. So there's one eye there, one eye there. Bottom of the nose would go about there. Nostrils. Dropped a line down there from the eyelets. That would be the width of the nose. Going to have pointed about here. And the width of the mouth would come. So if we drew in the eyes, the pupils, they would be down from there. So about there on each one. Ears again would be about here and here. The neck would drop off slightly more slender than a man's neck there. Again, we would probably just extend the oval shape a little bit, and again sort of sketch in hair. Eyebrows again, it's kind of be in that sort of area. If you draw the kind of cheekbones, they would kind of fit in, they would go into the bottom of the mouth, just above even. So they're very, very sketchy there. Women's eyelashes are generally in a stylized form would be sort of much longer and defined than a man's. Cool. So okay, that's really rough. But let's get on and draw the profile view as well, and just kind of talk about those changes, those differences as well. So again, we're aiming to draw a square, and we'll just draw in that the eye line there, and we'll just divide up the square into two there like that. So again, the cranium would kind of look something like this, and I've lost our opacity. We would droop down there like that. But kind of the female face would just kind of bend away slightly rather than the male, which was straight down. It would kind of bend in slightly to a more sort of softer shape. The ears, let's just draw those lines in. The ears, as we know, would be kind of between those two lines. The eyebrows. And the neck would come in there like that. Now, the way I kind of would draw the kind of the profile nose is, you can see the kind of the male face is quite sort of flat and angular. The female form has a bit more going on, I think. what I'd do is generally, we've got that line there, and things would kind of protrude out from it. So we'd have like a nose starting at the bottom of there. So just kind of sketching a triangle for now. I've got the kind of lines up there, just kind of pointier, more pointy, sort of pointing upwards. The chin would come out slightly, and the lips again would kind of come out. Top lip would fit over the bottom lip quite a bit more than the would protrude over the bottom lip quite a bit more. And the eyes we'll just kind of sketch in there like that, same level as that. And maybe we'll just tidy up some of those lines. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of focus in on this profile because it's could do with a bit of tidying up. Have a nose that kind of turns up like that slightly. Have kind of our nostrils. And the top lip would go down there like that, and the bottom lip would be a bit fuller. And this chin would come out to be about level with the bottom lip. So you could draw like a straight line, and all those things would line up along that edge there like that. Again, I'm going to just add some details from the reference material I've got, just to define some of those forms. We'll stick some hair in.